Good evening, guys. It's Moon Boy. We got a nice Tuesday rainy evening over here, but we're coming to you from 365trading.live. I want to go over because we have some pretty nice candle action finally on the 12-month chart. Okay, so what I've done here is I did our basic support and resistance off of key areas, right? I really like these double bodied of the candles, not the wicks, because those are opens and closes at those points, So we got a resistance here, and we got one we can't straddle and hold with a candle close. And I mean, it's going to take, and this is a 5-month close on this, so it's going to take a while before we break any levels that close above, obviously, and get confirmation. We came back to the 764, and I want to point out here that there's many Elliott wave counts on this, that this is a 3-4 or this is a 1-2-3-4-5, right? So if we break this lower low, I'm going to call this a cycle of Elliott wave, and I'm going to look for these two targets, okay? And I know it's a little crazy to be calling for any downside at this point, but, I always keep no bias. And the way I look at it is I'm going to take levels of many different indicators and support and resistances and moving averages, and as they break, I'm going to be less and less bullish. I mean, it's just a simple fact. We have nothing on the RSI on this chart yet except one line. So what I'm thinking here is, I want to take these levels down to my normal trading areas, right? So let's go down and let's see how this opens up, all right, and gives us a little more vision on the lower candles, okay? So right now I can see that price is straddled above that on the 6-month chart. So if we don't hold this, we're definitely coming down, okay? And as we go down the frames, I'll show you the key levels, okay? So on this chart, this is a key level. Wherever this 21 EMA is, that's a great bounce target. Wherever it winds up being, if we break this and come down, okay? Well, but once again, we're at 5 months to close this candle. So very important candle closes. We had a bullish 6-month candle here, but we have kind of a double candle body top here, and it looks like we're coming for some downside right now. Not ready to call the top, though. All right, so on the 3-month, we have moving averages finally starting. So that's the 55 SMA and the I think the 55 EMA. They're almost straddled hand in hand down there, and I call this El Magneto. Usually when these show up on the chart, price likes to go down there and discover what's going on in that area. So I mean, I hate to say it, unless these EMAs get up, start curling up really high, I mean, I think this is a great level of support for us to test. And I don't see a crossing. If I saw a crossing, like obviously, so this was a crossing here. So what we got is a retest of the crossing on the 3-month chart. So I think somewhere down in here, there was a bullish crossing here, right? And it's going to retest that crossing before any more upside. I'm just, I'm an EMA expert, and literally if you don't expect the retest, you're going to get surprised a lot. So every time there's a crossing, I wait for entry usually on the retest. So let's go down to the monthly. So the 3-month is crazy with this, and that the fact that we're holding this for support right now. This is great resistance and support from the past that's coming back to haunt us right now, okay? So on the monthly chart, I got a whole different thing on the monthly. I like all this area here, even this doji, all these candle bodies are great support. So, I mean, if we break this level, this is another level that I'm going just stepping down to here. We're going to get that CME gap at 20K if we break 23,220, okay? If we break that and straddle and hold, get a close below that, we are taking this out at minimum, just to let you guys know. I mean, statistically, that's how it's going to work. There's nothing here, maybe right in here as support, like an intermediate support, maybe right in here, okay? So right at this price right here, we might be able to say, hey, like, that might hold us. So, that's the CME gap area. So we might come down, test the CME gap, and go, okay? All right, let's go to the weekly chart. See, now we're going to get into some TA, okay? So I took two different counts here. That's what I did. And I took a lot. There's a lot to explain here, okay? First and foremost, a sort of pitchfork here, okay? With great resistance and support, okay? So this is our legacy pitchfork right here. This is, not only is this a pitchfork, but it's a custom pitchfork. I did it myself. I didn't use the tools, so it's not as accurate as one, but I just want to check the trend lines because, 9 degrees, 10 degrees. I want to see how they're looking. Yeah, it's just, I don't like the value of those 14s. So I in my opinion, I think this is the only trend line that's valid to me. Yeah, there, anywhere near a 20 is going to be more valid to me, but 20 to 30 degrees is my trend lines. When they get below or above that, I kind of don't like them. So that's what we have going on here, okay? So this is our upward legacy support and resistances kind of for any trend lines that are angular or ascending supports, okay? So not only do I use, horizontal, but I also use angular, okay? This is geometry, guys. This all it is. So you look, we resisted here, we held, we broke, okay? I think, honestly, this pattern is like a inverse cup and handle or inverse Adam and Eve. The measure move goes way, like, stupid low. So I think it's a possible failure. But this is the retest of that pattern. So remember retest, guys. Confirmations and retests, what we preach in Discord all the time. It looks to me like we're going to retest this, okay? How we do it, though, is another question. So I have like a little ascending triangle here that can really kind of turn into a bear flag here. If we have a throw out and I come back and we touch here and reject at about 32.35, I think we're going to come to a bear flag situation and we're going to break down, okay? You also have some kind of head and shoulders. It's a dirty head and shoulders. It's angular. I don't like it. But the measure move for that would be down in here too. So the cup and handle targets are the 618 and the 786 right here. So our targets for this drop when it does come initially for this pattern is 21,857 and like 19, what was that? 19,108, okay? So that's my targets for that. We can also come down to like the 0.88, 0.93. Okay, and the measured move for this pattern is here at somewhere around 18.5, 15.859, I'm sorry. So that's what we have here. Now, what I'm wondering now is, do we pull an ABC here? So do we pull an ABC here and then drop? Or do we pull an ABC here for a leading diagonal, drop, test the base channel, and then go? Okay, so this is a macro chart. These take time. You're not going to get the information needed day to day. But I'm gonna be totally honest with you. If you don't keep your eye on the macro, you're not getting the full picture, okay? You can't zone in certain areas, right, and then get the full picture and the full understanding of the trend. If we break right here, we're technically back in a downtrend. If we break this purple SMA, okay, that technically puts us back in a downtrend like here. So that's a trend indicator for us on the weekly. I didn't look at, so we have bearish div right now. You know, I'm watching this here and here. Let me just click real quick. So yeah, we got we got triple tap 3-touch div on this whole thing. I'm telling you guys, this looks to me like it could be done, and if it is, we're expected to come in here. We're expected to come in this area probably. You know, anywhere from here to here, and we already bounced there. If we lose that, I mean, I'm looking for anywhere around here is what I really like. But we have a CME gap down at 9,600 too. So, you know, those usually get filled most of the time, somehow or another. They're getting filled. Yeah, same thing. It's just super divergence here. We have super bearish div on everything, okay? And we haven't really bottomed out on this ever. So it would be nice to see that bottom out, and then we know we get a full ride out at that point. So you see the weekly, we looked at that. We're looking for div here, so we can pump up and still have, nope, it has to be the div here. So this is already played out. That div right here played out. We're coming up for a B wave. We might not even get div. It just might drop. All right, the 3-day. So the 3-day, you know, it's the same thing. So check this out. You got support. You got resistance here, right? Turn to support. Turn to resistance. Turn to resistance. Now turned into support. Okay, so this is a major area too on the lower frames. Okay, like the 3-day and the daily. This 25K to 24. So if 24K breaks, I'm really saying that's that monthly support we were talking about right here. This is going to break with it, and we're going down. Now we do have the legacy trend line. If we don't see that break, it kind of is going to confirm my C wave up to here at least. Or we'll ABC for a leading diagonal, and that will be our one wave of the bull run. We'll come down, test it again, and then go. Okay? We'll go after the halvening. So it just depends. I mean, it's highly technical. There's a lot here, guys. And I'm going to go over some more even. So we got another pattern that I haven't set in stone yet because I want to see this rejection here of a falling wedge. Okay? So we got one touch. If we get another one here that's 2 top, we'll get a 2 bottom rejection, and then we'll break on the 3rd touch here. Okay, it's usually a 3rd touch break on these patterns. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. The first 3rd touch should break. If it doesn't, we're in big trouble. So that's another formation we possibly could have right there. Okay, these dotted lines could be a falling wedge. We could come down, go up. We got major resistance here. We got major resistance here. We reject and come all the way down like a version of this. Okay, this would be a version of this, and we would have a black swan event for this. They got to put news behind it, guys. They can't let us. The people that don't know the algo and the patterns and how to trade, they can't let them know that fundamentals are actually not the key to trading. So I don't do fundamentals. You show me news, I'll show you a chart that showed it. And that's just how I've been. And I'll stick with that, you know. You know, by the time they print the news, it's too late. They've already got their orders in to sell, and they've already got their orders in to buy. So it's just too late, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm looking for a triple top here. We'll go down. We'll see if this holds. If it don't, it's just going to go here, and then we take off. I mean, I thought on this drop we just had, I called it. We had a symmetrical triangle. It's going to get a little blurry for a minute, guys. Okay. We had through here. Where's it at? We had a symmetrical triangle inside a descending triangle. Okay, let me show you what that looks like. So we had a symmetrical triangle. That's a continuation pattern. Okay, symmetrical triangle, 3-touch, 4-touch breakdown, right? Then on the whole grand scheme of it all, we had a descending triangle like this. Change that to a line. We had a descending triangle like this. Okay, and they break down too most of the time. Odds are. We're coming to retest that right now. I think we fail it. And we fail to hold this resistance that we've been needing to keep, right? So we're just retesting this right now. Retesting, hopefully not that crossing. It can come back in pattern and then drop. It can do all kinds of things. I mean, these patterns, they can change on you. This pattern can change to a fallen wedge. It can pop up and then go down in an ABC fashion. Okay, so you just have to track it and keep up with it on what it's doing. But we had a descender. We had two continuation down patterns together. All right, a continuation and a down pattern one inside the other. So we knew this was going down, 100%. But I was hoping that we came up a little higher. So I was hoping, even though I said, once we break here, we're gone, I was hoping we hit a 618 and we didn't. This is a 382 drop, right? It should have been up in here. So, oh well, it is what it is. So, let me take those off because they're going to show up on my macro charts. So this 12-month resistance, okay, is this right here. As we went down, we saw we were straddling it right now. Okay. So we've tried to break it twice here on this one, 3 times on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times failed to close above it. Okay. Weekly. We're not getting above it. Look, we're not closing. There's nothing. Oh, we got some closures right here on the weekly above it. They're weak. They're neutral candles and they're really weak. So, I mean, as far as the weekly goes, this really needs to hold here. I don't think it does. I mean, I think this is my next level or this for the third touch before we go down. So, we're going down, but never discount the liquidity grabs. They're going to come down, and then they're going to want to come back and stop loss hunt and liquidity grab and clear out a bunch of these shorts before they carry the trade on. Okay? So, you got to watch that. And that's the retest I'm always talking about, and it can come back in pattern. That's why I wait for the retest for most things. I always usually do. So that's about where we're at, guys. I mean, we're just bear flagging right now. We're going to come down eventually. As far as Elliott goes, it's ugly, and I don't even want to attempt. I can tell you that my soul says that this is all corrective. This is sideways, okay? There's nothing impulsive here at all except for the C waves and the A waves. That's all you get. Like C wave, they're all impulsive. And everything is straight sideways. Okay? We need to see, honestly, this to come down in here. I'll be honest. We need to see a pullback. But I think we have two options here. Before the initial rejection, I think we tap this somehow, and we can break it and tap it and lose it, okay? But remember, this is the 618786 of the pullback. That's where we're expecting to go. When and how is how they want to play their games, okay? How they manipulate this to drop is how. But when this line breaks, I'm really interested in. As long as it's not really right here, I'm hoping it bounces and then rejects there. And then we get this one to break down. That's what I'm really hoping for. But as you guys can see, like we're failing since here. We're failing to hold this. We're failing. So we need to get above that for the rest of the bullish. So even if we come down here, we have to stack those levels. Like we have to get back above here, and we got to get back above here and back above here. It's just we're going to have to take it level by level. But as long as the MAs are crossed up, we're still long. So we haven't crossed down yet on the daily. We haven't given up on the daily, but it's curling. These will crisscross on the 4-hour and the lower time frames, okay? But on the daily, I want to see this 21 cross to 55, and then it just roll back over for either a break up or a rejection back down and a cross back over. And then we'll break in here the 55 SMA for the trend. Okay? But it's coming down. You know, you see it cross here. It didn't cross this whole time. Crossed here. We got the support, right? We got the support we needed. We took off. Now it blazed out, and we either pump a little sideways fifth wave here, because this looks like it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I tried to count this out. I can't get anything out of it. It's all ugly. Bitcoin's ugly price action always, guys. It's best to play, you know, a lot of SNR and moving averages and just call it what it is, ugly. So, all right. I hope you guys have a happy Tuesday, and we'll see you guys next time. Links in the description for our Discord. We have a free Discord community. We spent a lot of time in the screen shares in there showing people how to trade. And then we also have a premium VIP group where we get even more in depth on trading strategies and how to trade. And we're launching a education series now very soon, and we'll have everything up and running on that side, hopefully by week's end. And we'll see y'all there. Thank you.